Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Okay, so when you picture medical school options, I bet a place like Goa, famous for beaches and relaxation, probably isn't top of your list.
Probably not, no.
But what we found in the sources you sent over, well, it kind of flips that whole idea on its head. We've gone through the articles, the data, our notes, and we're ready to unlock some really crucial, maybe even surprising insights about a serious academic hub right there in Goa.
Exactly. Our mission today really is to dig into everything you, as an aspiring medical student, need to know. We're talking MBBS, other health sciences degrees right there in Goa.
Okay.
We'll cover the whole landscape, admissions, costs, what life's actually like, career paths after you graduate. The goal is to cut through the noise, give you that clear picture, make you see why Goa is, well, a pretty compelling option for your medical journey.
Okay, let's definitely unpack this, because it is fascinating. Usually when you think medical education in India, maybe Delhi pops up, or Mumbai, right? Lots of big institutions there.
Sure, the big metros.
But Goa's story is really quite distinct. Almost singular, you could say. So, where do we start? What's the absolute core of its medical scene?
Right, the foundation, really, it all centers around one main public institution, Goa Medical College, GMC. It's in Bambolim. And it has this incredible history. It's actually one of the oldest medical colleges in Asia. It goes way back to 1842.
Wow, 1842. That's serious history, especially for a place known for being so modern and vibrant.
Yeah, it started as the Medical Surgical School of Goa back in the Portuguese era.
So it evolved into GMC in 63, then got affiliated with Goa University in 86. That tells you it's not some newcomer. It's got deep roots. Does it that age, though? Does it bring any challenges, like old buildings maybe, or is it keeping up?
That's a fair question. And yeah, it carries that history, but GMC has definitely kept evolving. It's actually part of a bigger setup. You got the Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior, the TB Kuna and Chest Disease Hospital, plus various health centers, urban and rural. And those are all used for the practical side. Clinical training, internships. So yes, GMC is the only government MBBS college in Goa, which is key.
Right.
But it's not alone. The state actually has 11 medical colleges in total if you count government and private places offering allied health, dental, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty comprehensive ecosystem, even if the MBBS path itself is focused on GMC.
Gotcha. So for you listening, if MBBS is the target, then in Goa your focus is really sharp.
Yeah.
It's GMC. Simple, in a way.
Exactly.
But if you're looking at dentistry or physiotherapy or other critical fields, then there's actually a wider network there. More options open up.
Precisely. And speaking of Goa's commitment, there's some really interesting recent news. They've launched this huge 20-year longitudinal study.
20 years? Wow.
Yeah, in collaboration with Tata Memorial Center and Oxford University. It's focusing on non-communicable diseases, think diabetes, hypertension, especially hitting the youth. The whole idea is to collect long-term data, figure out risk factors, and develop better prevention strategies.
That's impressive. It's not just a headline, is it? It shows a real commitment to, cutting-edge public health research.
Exactly.
So for you, thinking about studying there, it means you might be stepping into an environment where this kind of real-world data collection and health strategy is happening right around you.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It speaks to the state's direction.
Which brings us to the nuts and bolts. This is where it gets really interesting for aspiring doctors getting in. What's the absolute first step? The non-negotiable for MBBS in Goa?
Simple answer, NEET UG. The National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. You absolutely have to get a qualifying score. Admission to MBBS in Goa, like everywhere else in India now, is pretty much entirely based on that NEET score. No way around it.
Okay, crystal clear. So NEET's done, you have your score. What happens next? What does that student, whether they're from Goa or maybe from another state, what do they actually do?
Right, and that from Goa or not part is crucial. The process itself is pretty transparent, follows all the national guidelines. But the seats are split. You've got 15% under the All India Quota, the AIQ. That's managed by the Medical Counseling Committee, the MCC.
Okay.
Those seats, open to anyone in India. But the other 85%, that's the State Quota, handled by Goa's Directorate of Technical Education, DTE Goa. And those are primarily for permanent residents of Goa.
So, a big advantage for local students there.
Definitely. It's something you absolutely need to know when applying.
That clarity is key. And with GMC being the only government show in town for MBBS, how does that affect, the strategy? Does it make things even more competitive compared to states with 5 or 10 government colleges?
It certainly concentrates the focus. Your NEET score becomes even more critical for GMC. The actual process, step by step. Well, first, obviously, qualify NEET. Then you need to register online, either on the DTE Goa site for state quota or the MCC site for the All India quota. After registration comes choice filling. You rank your preferences. Then seat allotment happens based on your rank, your category, seat availability.
Standard process.
Pretty standard, yeah. But then comes the crucial part, document verification. You absolutely need your NEET scorecard, admit card, your 10th and 12th mark sheets. And if you're going for that state quota, the Goa domicile certificate is essential. Plus the usual ID proofs, category certificates if they apply, photos, keep it all organized.
Good advice.
Then finally, pay the fees, confirm your admission, and then you physically report to the college.
It seems like a checklist you need to follow carefully. What about eligibility? Who can even apply? Are there any tricky bits students sometimes miss?
The basics are straightforward. You need to have passed your 10+2 higher secondary with physics, chemistry, biology or biotechnology, and English.
Yeah.
Core subjects. Then there's the marks requirement. Minimum 50% aggregate in physics, chemistry, and biology combined. That's for the general category. It drops to 40% for SC, ST, OBC, and PWD candidates.
Right, standard relaxations.
Standard relaxations, yeah. Age-wise, minimum 17 years old by December 31st of the admission year. And of course, you need that valid NEET UG score and rank. That's mandatory. The bit people sometimes overlook, like we said, is the domicile for the 85% state quota. You need proof of permanent residency in Goa.
But for the 15%?
For the 15% AIQ seats, no domicile needed. That's why Goa is technically an open state for those limited seats. It pulls in students from all over India.
Interesting. And speaking of NEET, how did Goan students actually do recently? You mentioned the competition.